you gonna say about it? I mean, it's the best thing to come out of Iowa since corn dogs.
Okay, so here we are, Ruger 2245 Lite. Very similar to the one we actually shot, but we decided to spice things up a little bit and show you this one instead. It's a limited edition. It's pretty awesome. Burnt bronze. Yep. And this time, because we're in Minnesota and it's still new and cool to us, we threw a suppressor on the end here. So few of us, this is one of our first experiences shooting 22 suppressed pistol. Yeah, I mean, this model has been out for a long time. It's probably one of the most respected 22 semi-automatic pistols there is. So, I mean, it ran exactly like you thought it would. It eats everything, shoots awesome, amazing trigger. Truth be told, it's not really a segment of pistol that I'm very interested in the past until I shot one with a suppressor. So this kind of, I guess, put this segment of pistols more on the map for me as an enthusiast, because it is just stupid cool. Shooting steel without hearing protection, and all you hear is ring and steel. So it's definitely a really cool pistol, solid option, and a cool can as well from Silencer Co.
It is definitely sicker than a pandemic. I mean, it's so much fun to shoot with this. But I want to talk a little bit about this gun, the Ruger 2245. And people come in the shop all the time and they want a 22, and they look at a Sig Mosquito or a Ruger SR 22 or the M&P 22, and they have this idea that they want a 22 that kind of looks like their real gun. I want to correct a couple things about that. First of all, a 22 is a real gun. If you don't think a 22 is a lethal weapon, you probably shouldn't own firearms, right? Because it's definitely a very, very lethal weapon. The other thing is, I really try to push people away from that, going to Mark's point, as he said many times, why would you buy a gun with a crappy trigger? And all those guns have crappy triggers. This gun, the Ruger 2245 or the Ruger Mark III, is a fantastic trigger. This is the base on which most competition guns are built off of. This design is absolutely brilliant. Ruger's been making this gun for a long, long time, and I think there's a reason why it has been so successful. We've got to rerun up on 50 years on this gun, right? I think
the original Mark series.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you look at this design and this basic concept, it is as time proven as anything out there. It runs extremely well, and then of course when you put a suppressor on it, now it's going to run quiets and subsonics and everything else. It's a great trigger, great feel. The light version of the gun, I think, is fantastic. It just has such a cool feel to it. And the fact that it comes with a threaded barrel, that if you were in some uncivilized state and couldn't have suppressors, you poor bastards, you could put a compensator on it. But of course, if you're in Minnesota, you put one of these on it, and I tell you something, it doesn't matter if you're teaching new shooters, which this would be ideal for, or you're someone who's been shooting for decades and decades, you'll still get an absolute thrill out of firing this gun.
Okay, so I too am not terribly excited about this segment of guns. I mean, they're fun, but I got into shooting guns because I like the loud noises. I'll be honest with you, and I've had a whole bunch of opportunity to shoot the more traditional Mark series guns. The kind of steely ones that look a little like they fill out a Goldfinger or something like that, and I never found them to be that great. I just it was. There's I don't know, they just weren't that fun to shoot for me. So I would say actually this gun alone was such a step up from those other pistols. It's super soft shooting by itself. It's super accurate. Trigger's great. I've been on record in the past saying I like these. I'm not a huge fan of ergonomic grips. I like more of a block grip so I can adapt to the gun. And this kind of gave me everything I was looking for. The controls are pretty good for 22. And yeah, I don't like the. I've tried a bunch of like the military style 22s, and after like the third, botched magazine of ammunition, I'm just like, I am over this. This isn't really fun at all. But so this gun was great to shoot, and then of course you add what did we throw on this? Is the Sparrow 2?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
So this is the Silencer Co. Sparrow 2. and then you remove.
It's just the Sparrow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Silencer Co. Sparrow.
Yeah.
Sparrow as well.
Cut. Retake. Insert footage. Mark shooting awesome. And so, and then of course with this one, you throw the Sparrow from Silencer Co. on here, and now all of a sudden you got this like whole awesome, super awesome package, because zero recoil. I mean, just gone, like BB gun level recoil, and zero noise, and you just hear the steel going. And man, maybe 18 months from now when we're all like, yeah, it's, you know,
Look at what dorks we are.
yeah, what dorks we were about shooting suppressors for the first time. But this was our first chance. I mean, a lot of us got to go out and shoot suppress guns at these events, trying to get us all hyped up for selling them.
Yeah.
But it was usually like, here's your 5 rounds, here's your gun, pew pew pew, and then you.
Or it's inside and you got 6 of them going off at one time.
This was the first time we
accidentally.
actually got to burn ourselves trying to put the suppressor on or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I physically feel the gun, feel the suppressor,
You licked it, didn't
load
you?
the ammunition. I licked it, and
Wrap some bacon around
and
it.
exactly, we cooked some bacon on here. No, but what I'm getting at is this was the first time we got to go play. You know,
Right.
where it was like we could have stayed all day if we wanted to and shot, especially on, you know, Kate and Dan's dime, and I thought this was just. I mean, this was a wonderful time. I would do that again any day of the week.
Yeah, these 2245 lights really are a blast, and there's several models of them out now, different colors and everything. But I think it's basically like, you know, an aluminum alloy sleeve or something around the steel barrel. So you have a light upper, and then you have a light lower anyway, because the 2245s are typically polymer. But it's a 22, so it's still super soft shooting, and it just ends up being a gun that you can put in almost anybody's hands, and they feel like they can handle it. You know, it doesn't feel too heavy to them, and then because it's a 22, especially a suppressed 22, you know, it doesn't have hardly any recoil and no noise. So it's a great gun to put in the hands of any beginner or anybody that just wants to get some trigger time and work on shooting and tightening up their groups and everything. And I'm so glad that Mike commented on, you know, the whole first time pistol buyers coming in and wanting to buy these 22s that look like real guns. And it just makes me so frustrated, because it's like, no, this is the way to go. You know, the 2245 or Mark III or a Browning Buckmark, in my opinion. Pick up one of the nice target pistols as your first 22, because you're going to shoot better with it, and they're going to be more reliable generally than the ones that are trying to be, little miniaturized real guns.
And the second question is always, is it reliable? It's like, you go into the sandbox with your 22.
It's as reliable as a 22 can be.
These are designed to be 22s and function off 22s. So if you want a reliable 22, this is the platform.
Go for the target gun style.
They didn't start with the look and then just start lightening it up all the way down to the point where it would cycle
Exactly.
22 and then call it a day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it'll be as reliable as your 22 ammo can be, which is never going to be quite as reliable as centerfire ammo, but the gun isn't going to be the part that's holding you back. To touch on the one downside, though, to the Ruger Mark IIIs and the 2245s, they are a bit of a pain to reassemble until you get the knack of it. We should always
on your own.
Yeah, you're on your own with that one. We've had several bags of Ruger come back to the shop. Someone looking really sad, saying, "Help me put my Mark III back together."
When they have a Ziploc in one hand and then the gun case in the other, you know it's going to be a long day.
Can you help me put this back together? Nope.
Well, you get the phone call and they go, "Okay, so I got this Ruger," and it's like, "Yeah, we know."
We know what's coming next.
Just go to YouTube, okay?
Yeah. But they say once you figure out the trick to it, it's not so bad. But I would say that's definitely a downside that should be commented on that gun. But otherwise, I mean, obviously, solid thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up for me as well.
It doesn't matter if you're 8 to 80, and every point in between. This is a fantastic gun, and you'll love it. And absolute thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely a solid thumbs up for me. And it's just an all-American design, because I hate Japanese things.
There you go.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all
Based off of
made in
Japanese
Japan
design.
or
No.
inspired by them. America.